Wayne, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be part 2 of my Learning to Weld series. So let's fire it up. So I'm really excited to make this video. I've been practicing. I had a lot of good comments and I've been taking those to heart, and we're going to try those today, such as our work angles, my stops and starts, and where and how to do that, as well as, rather than trying to do a joint weld starting off, just practice on some flat sheet metal, right? Don't try to weld anything together, just try to get a constant bead. So we're going to do that as well today, and yeah, we're going to try to put everything I've learned into today's video and see if we can get some good consistent welds so we can move on to welding onto the car. As a recap, here's some of the welds in my first video. We're just getting started. Had lots of issues, but we all got to start somewhere. And up here is where I ran out of gas, actually. So this is what I'm progressing from. Whew, look at that. That's a beauty there. Nice. Oh yeah. What is going on? But anytime you're trying something new, you're going to have some failures, and that's how we learn, right? So I don't mind it. I'm not letting it get me down, because all I know is I have a lot of room for improvement and success, and I'm just really enjoying this challenge. So alright, so I'm going to start out just on this piece of metal here. We have a lot of free space where I'm just going to practice laying some beads. Going to try to get them consistent and fairly straight. And this metal is also 150 thick, so it's pretty thick actually, especially for my welder, because it's only a 110. But we're going to crank it up and see what we can do. So the settings are of a 4 on the voltage, pretty much maxed out based off the recommended settings on the cover. And wire speed, they suggest 50, and so we'll give that a try. Okay, so I tried tying in, not too bad, and this time I tried slowing it down a little bit, so you can see it's kind of stacked up a lot tighter than what it was. But maybe I slowed down too much, or maybe I need to go bigger ease, bigger motion, like my pattern. I'm trying to do the lowercase e's. That's predominantly what I do, and I do like to push. I can see a lot better, but obviously we're getting off track, and yeah, I think I'm gonna jump up here to this edge and try so I can follow an edge straight and just see how that works. I think that looks a lot better. I mean, kind of similar to what I had going on here, but it looks good when it's nice and straight, a lot better. We're going to try to tie into that and keep going. Alright, this time I was able to tie in pretty solid, and I think that looks pretty darn good actually. Let's try a little more. Alright, pretty solid. I kind of like the way it looks. Let's see what it looks like on the back side. Alright. Again, this is some pretty solid, thick material, but I like the pattern, you know, it's fairly consistent and I'm able to tie in. So after all my practice welding, it looks like I ran out of wire. Granted, these are the smaller spools, but I did not think that that amount of welding would have done that, but hey, I'm new to this stuff. So anyway, I picked up an extra spool. Again, same wire, 30 thou. And I also picked up a little soapstone, maybe help me make some guidelines on the steel that I'm working on to follow. Kind of cool. All right, so I've been laying a bunch of beads, a lot better than before, and kind of liking it for the most part. Again, up here is an older part, but this is all just straight beads, not trying to join anything. And overall, it looks pretty good. Getting more comfortable, better feel for it. So I think what I'm going to do is grab another piece of metal and try to join onto this one. I did this yesterday, I believe, was what I ended on, and it actually turned out better. It's one of my better ones that I've done, and I'm going to try to add another. I'm going to weld another strip onto this one, see if we can continue that and try to do a little joint and yeah, see how it goes. I'm feeling good, so I feel like I'm making progress, and not the prettiest, but I'm pretty sure that will do the job and that will hold. So yeah, I just want to try to get it a little more consistent, and I feel like I'm able to see a little better now. I got my helmet tuned in and figuring out where I need to position my head here in relation to, you know, the gun and gun angles, and just try to keep it nice and smooth. So let's try again. So I just prepped up these two pieces of metal to weld, and this material is actually really thick. I measured it, it's like 170, so pretty much 3/16 right, which is really the high end from what I've read that you could really do with this 110 MIG welder as far as like single pass, whatever. But so what I did to try to work with that better, make it work better, is took my grinder and put a big, you know, bevel. I don't know if you can see that on the edge. I think that looks pretty good. Might be a little off center, maybe down a little bit, but I'm gonna try to blend back into that and keep it going. It was going all right, so I blended right there. Not the best blend, but then it's going all right. And I kind of almost lost my position there, and here I could tell I kind of needed to almost relocate my body. I felt not comfortable again, so I'm gonna try to see if I can weld. I don't know how far I can get on the next pass, but yeah, we'll try it again and yeah, see how it looks. I mean, started drifting a little high there at the end, but not bad. Finish it off. I think it finished off pretty nice. I think that looks pretty good. Just not perfectly straight, obviously, but definitely a big improvement from what I've been doing. So I think I'm going to flip it over now and try this joint on top and see what kind of pass I can get in there. It seems like it's been a lot easier of a joint for me to weld before, so hopefully now I can get something decent in that one. That looks a lot better. I don't know if it might just be because I have a bigger beveled edge, or I don't know. It seems like I have a lot easier time on that male edge versus the 90, but either way, making good progress. Alright, so I just cleaned up this little piece. I'm going to try to add to it. Now this one's actually 1/8 inch, so this is going to be a little thinner than this piece, so that'll be a little new mix to the equation. And let's see how that welds up. Well, that was going really good. Didn't even want to stop really, but I like it. It's pretty slick. So pretty happy with that one. And try to tie into it and keep it going. Alright, so I just did the male joint, and man, that's by far the best, looking weld that I think I've done so far. As what I can tell, it's pretty straight, consistent. Yeah, I don't know, I think it looks pretty damn good for me. Shoot, I like it. And the female side on that last pass, again, definitely by far the best I've done. You can see where I tried to tie in. Definitely not perfect, but a lot better than what I've done in the past. So yeah, confidence is growing and I like it. Definitely see some improvement, and man, that's great. Alright, now I'm going to mix it up and try some different little welding techniques. Instead of doing a lot of the fillet welds or 90-degree joints, a lot of the welding I'm going to need to do is basically metals that are overlapping, such as this bracket for the sway bar that's going to slide up onto the frame rail. It's basically a reinforcement bracket, and then this gets welded to it. But all of this weld here is just going to be overlapping. So to kind of duplicate that, I'm going to do some material just stacked on top of each other. And I'm going to start out making some passes on the ground, and then I think I'm going to put them on the vise to practice, like vertical or even vertical up and down. Give that a try. And the other thing I need to do is this bracket, which gets bolted onto this for the rear sway bar, has these holes, and they talked about filling those in, which that's a little different. So I made a test bracket, basically the same thickness, and on this one here I can practice doing the edges and then filling in the holes as well. So I'm going to mix it up now, try some different techniques, and yeah, see how this goes. So I'm going to start out with the same weld setting I've been using, which is amperage all the way up, because this base metal up here is still 1/8 inch and the wire speed's at 50, but this is much thinner. So this is only like, I want to say 65 thou. So I'm going to try to focus on the thicker material and see how this goes. Not very consistent at all, but that's okay. Alright, that looks a lot better. I'm much happier with it. Was able to tie in a little bit better too, so that works. Alright, cool. Alright, so this material we had 1/8 inch and then 3/16. So The 3/16, again, that's going to represent the bracket that's going to hold the subframe connector up front. Some thicker material, and I'm going to leave the welder setting again, same thing. And I'll probably have to slow it down a little bit, but we'll see. Had a little gap right there. Alright, let's try that again. Moving a little too fast at the end. Alright, so I can totally see I really focused too high up and not down in the joint there. So I'm going to try to prop that up a little bit. And let's try that again. Tried to reposition myself a little bit and kind of made some spatter noises, but all right, so that looks better. Kind of tried to move down lower in the joint. This one in the middle was too high, but not bad. All right, what I want to try now is just a couple circles. I can try to fill in some holes. Alright, let's go grab the other material. Alright, so here's our metal with the 3/16 with the holes and that really thin metal. So that's going to be a little different, but I'm going to give it a try. Focus on the thick material. I'm going to tack it together a couple spots first, try to fill in a couple holes, and then we'll switch everything over to the vertical and see how that goes. Let's tack together. Let's try to do a little bead on the edge. I mean, penetration definitely won't be a problem on that thin stuff. Yeah, not real consistent, but decent bead, albeit the same. Well, that was a little harder than I thought to try to swing the torch around in a 360, but I just kind of kept building up a puddle. Oh yeah, there's a little tag. But I feel confident with that, no problem. Okay, so that one looked a little better. It just wasn't real consistent, but it's all right. All right, I think we're gonna stop now and switch over to the vise and move everything over there. All right, so here we have the 1/8 inch and the thinner steel, which, like I said, is about 60. We're gonna try to make a vertical pass. And I haven't touched my welder settings at all. We'll see how this goes. Not bad. I mean, not bad. It's not terrible by any means, but I know from some videos I've watched online, they talk about, you know, it's actually starting to sag when you're welding vertical. So it looks like it might be doing that a little bit. Now let's try going down versus up. You know, it's interesting, that looks a lot better, but I have a really hard time seeing when I'm pulling like that, especially looking from above. Maybe, I don't know, or I guess it's, yeah, it's interesting. Wow, that looks a lot better going down versus up. Good to know, right? Although I have a hard time following my my seam that I want to weld. Okay. Looks a lot better. Cool. Let's switch out to the other material. Alright, so this is the 1/8 inch and 3/16 steel. I'm going to try to go up again. I'm going to see if I can improve that somehow. I'm not sure what I can do, maybe other than maybe try to go a little faster maybe. We'll see. Welding jacket. Yeah, still looks like crap. Alright. Oh, look at that. Totally went off my line. Huh. I got an idea. If it's gonna work. But I'm trying to mark an edge out here with my maybe I can see that, maybe not. But geez, that's terrible. Well, I could see it, but yeah, that means That did help actually. Good to know. Alright. Yeah, not the best of beads there at all, but that's alright. I'm just going to try over here on the it's not easy. Yeah, just not very pretty looking. Well, that looked a lot better. I really was more, just a lot more comfortable. I was really watching the puddle better. I could see it. I definitely have a lot easier time pulling and going down, that's for sure. Okay. I'm going to try to go up though, over here, and just try to add on to that bead and practice. Hot potato right there. Alright, so here we have the thinner and thicker material with the holes. I'm going to lay out some lines, try to follow, practice going up and down still, and try to fill in these holes. That should be fun. Well, you know, still has that sag look, doesn't it? I mean, it looked good when I was welding it in there behind the lens, but it's not blowing through the material. I'm really trying to focus on the thicker material. So let's try to go down. the option I'm welding down. I know that. Holy smoke. Wow, I like it. I'm gonna try to fill in the hole. Well, you know, doesn't look great. I definitely left a void on the far right side, so let's try that again. Wow. Did a better job of filling up the hole. I don't know if it's truly necessary, but alright, that works. Whoa. Yeah, blew through it that time. Sure, alright. Definitely not focusing enough there. Let's try that again. Interesting. Maybe I'll try dialing my voltage down to 3 and just see what happens. That looks pretty good actually. Might be a little safer scenario if I ever have to weld. I mean, this is really thin though, like I said, it's 60 thou. Gosh, but hey, we're learning. Let's try going up. To go there, but it actually did burn through the very tip there. Interesting. Alright, let's try to fill this hole with the same setting of 4 or 3 voltage and wire speed of 50. Huh. Kind of went outside the hole there a little bit, didn't I? But I didn't burn through it. And I mean, it's a little challenging trying to get all those angles right. But that worked. I'm going to try to go across the top here and put another bead, finish it off. Getting a little hot, but I'll tell you what, it's not going to come apart for sure. Yeah, going up definitely has that sag, doesn't it? If you have any tips on welding vertical up and getting rid of that sag, it might just be cosmetic, but leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear it. But that thing is hot. We're going to take everything over to the ground and we'll take a look at them. Alright, let's take a look at some of the welds that we did. So these were 2 pieces I did, but I just actually joined them together. I wanted to try just doing a 45 and see how it worked out. And that was on the ground, and it came out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. So, other than my join there, didn't join those very well at all, did I? But, and then everything else was pretty much mostly vertical that I did over on the vise. So it's getting hot. All right, switch over to the last rib. Yeah, so again, you can see the stuff that really sagged down was vertical up welding. Vertical down was looking really good. I was really happy with it, actually. So again, they're not perfect by any means, but I think for what I want to do and need to do, I think it's will definitely work. But let me know what you guys think. Should I keep practicing, or should I start welding on the car? I'm really anxious and looking forward to getting back to working on it now and doing this project. I feel pretty confident, actually. So then the last piece was obviously joining the plate with the holes, and I mean, that weld there looked, I think, really good. Yeah, the filling in the holes was definitely a challenge, trying to get that torch, to rotate 360. But if I just really focus in there, and I can build up the puddle right. I mean, it creates a lot of heat, but none of those did burn through, so it was good. But yeah, so not bad. Not bad, guys. I'm encouraged. A lot better than the last video, and all this welding is paying off. I'm improving. Still have some more scrap material, but gosh, looking back where it was when I first started, man, what a mess, right? Holy smokes. So we're improving. That's good. So again, let me know what you think. Should I start welding on these brackets? What would you do? Would you keep practicing or get to working on the car? I'm ready to get to working on the car. So I think maybe I can finish up a few more pieces of scrap metal that I have, and then the next video probably would be, you tell me. So now we can do one more thing, and I got my marker out. I think you know what that is. We can cross welding practice off the list. We're making progress. Well, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I'm making some progress. Still not as good as I would like to be, but all I know is when you start from scratch, you have a lot of room for improvement, and I think I'm getting really close, and I really want to try welding on the car. Let me know in your comments below if you think I should start welding on the car now, or you think I should give it some more time with some practice. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.